What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Jesse Puljujarvi and the Edmonton Oilers. There's been a ton of rumors regarding him lately, and by lately I mean the last couple hours, and they haven't been little ones either. It's a ton of different stuff and a lot of really important information, because ever since the 2016 draft, I've kind of kept my eye on Jesse Puljujarvi, and I think a lot of draft fanatics and people who really follow prospects and young players would probably be following Jesse Puljujarvi, because I think a lot of people were invested in that 2016 draft and were really wondering where some of the talent would go, because there was a lot of talent in that draft. And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be for a second. When I was doing the draft videos for that year, I said that I believed that Pierre-Luc Dubois would go number 3, and Puljujarvi was supposed to go 3, but he ended up falling number 4, and I said, okay, well, this could work for both teams, because I thought Pierre-Luc Dubois was the better player, but I thought Puljujarvi would at least fall to the Oilers, and it would be a good fit. But it seems that the Oilers have had trouble with their prospect development, and they haven't exactly had the best people in that organization. And we've heard obviously and seen about all the changes that have been happening lately, but it just hasn't been a good fit. I mean, being drafted number 4 overall, going to that Oilers team, they were expecting a guy that could at least fill that lineup within at least 2 years. And Puljujarvi's been bounced around through, the Edmonton Oilers system, obviously between the Big Show and the AHL. And while the AHL is still pro hockey, the Oilers wanted him in the NHL, and it just hasn't been working out. He's 21, 6'4", right winger, right-handed shot. He's on his entry-level deal, but he's going to be looking for a new contract, and this is where some of the information's coming out today, and I'll get to that. But, starting off with his first season in the NHL, not even a season, he played 28 games, had 8 points, clearly not what the Oilers wanted. Went down to Bakersfield, 28 points in 39 games. Okay, there's some signs that he's real good. And then, 65 games played, 17-18 season, only 20 points, 12 goals. He wanted to get more than that for sure. And then, again, going up and down. Last season, he had a bit of an injury bug as well, but 9 points in 46 games. And then he went down to Bakersfield, or, back and forth a little bit, but 4 games, 4 points. That's good, but at the same time, they expect more out of Puljujarvi. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all these numbers and talking about it is because even with the new Oilers regime, it looks like Puljujarvi wants out. Now, this is not me saying this is a guarantee. You guys can find all the information. I'm not some inside source, but it's all out there for you. And basically, this started off with Bob McKenzie talking on TSN Radio. I believe he was on TSN Radio Vancouver, TSN 1040. He was basically talking about the fact that there were some rumors out there that he was going to be going to the KHL, which is something that people thought could be a possibility, but Bob McKenzie said his preference is to play in the NHL, so he doesn't want to go to the KHL. That's another option, but that's not where he wants to be. He wants to sign an NHL contract and play here. But his preference is also to be traded out of Edmonton. And apparently there's no secret to that. I thought that maybe with the new regime there could be some patchwork done there, and that Puljujarvi might want to stay. Because let's be honest here, if the Oilers can find a way to clear out some space and bring in some more talent, I know they've signed a couple international free agents, and I know the goaltending situation with Koskinen, he got overpaid, but you got Connor McDavid, and Leon Draisaitl looks like he's just tearing up the league from now on. And look at the way he played last year, and he's done it before. Draisaitl's a great player. You've got Nugent Hopkins there. You've got Nurse on the back end. I don't know what they're going to be doing with some of these guys, but they have some good prospects that they're going to be bringing up, and they're drafting okay. It's just the development isn't always there. So hopefully with some of these new guys, it's going to be better. But they've been cleaning house, and I figured maybe they would sit down with Puljujarvi, which is something that can still happen. And I believe Bob McKenzie said this as well. You would think that maybe they'll try to say, okay, listen, if you don't like the situation in a couple months, we can move you somewhere else, and it might not necessarily be his number 1 pick where he wants to go, but that's not really his choice anymore. If he wants to go, they're going to look for the best trade option that they have, but his stock right now is probably not very high. So I'm wondering what's going to happen here with Jesse Puljujarvi, and I kind of want to hand this over to you guys and Oilers fans, specifically, of course. Where do you guys think Jesse Puljujarvi will end up, or will he stay with the Oilers? I think he really should try to stick it out, but again, sometimes it's a fresh start for some players. If they want to move on, the situation, the head coach, whatever, they want to just get a fresh start. And if Puljujarvi's already made up his mind that that's what he wants, they might not be able to talk him out of that. And there's also a chance that none of this information is 100% accurate. But when it's being reported by guys like Chris Johnson, Bob McKenzie, it looks like there's something to it. Now, there's also some other people reporting this, and I'm not going to name too many names because people don't like certain reporters out there. But again, when you've got guys like Johnson and McKenzie saying stuff, and especially Bob McKenzie, we all know that he's the guy that has like probably the most sources out of anybody in the league. You gotta at least put something to it. And the fact that he's saying there's no secret that he wants to be moved out of Edmonton, the Oilers are going to be very busy this offseason, and it looks like Puljujarvi is going to be one of those guys that goes. He's only 21, though. You would hope that he would stick around and try to see if he can work with the new regime and maybe with some new players. But I don't know. It's looking like this marriage between Puljujarvi and the Oilers is, before it really even got started, it's kind of over. He didn't play a ton of games for the Oilers. I mean, 3 seasons basically where it was up and down, and maybe that's part of the reason why he wants to just be put in a spot and left there, which at this point now you would have to expect if he stayed, he has to stay in the NHL. They're not going to want to move him around. They want him to get used to his line mates or whoever he plays with, and they want him to get going here. And then maybe if they have to trade him, his stock will be up a little bit more, but I think they'd rather keep him. His next contract that he's about to sign is not going to be that big. He hasn't proven anything yet, but he has that upside. And that's where the Oilers are probably scared to do something. Because when you have a player that good, who's been drafted high, who's shown flashes of really good stuff in the AHL and sometimes in the NHL, you're like, okay, maybe there's something here. So, like I said, I'm handing it over to you guys. What do you guys think? Is a deal going to happen? I personally think that this is going to be really tough for the Oilers, a tough decision. But if he wants to go out, they're going to have to make that move. They don't want to have a guy there that's going to be, hurting maybe even his teammates, not like physically, but if he's the guy in the locker room that doesn't look like he wants to be there and the Oilers start winning games, it's not going to be a good situation. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you all for watching this video. Check all my social media links down below. Make sure to click notifications to be notified every time I upload and stream. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.